Lockdowns were wrong. Border closures were wrong. School closures were really, really wrong. Isolation was wrong. But hey, do not take my word for it, and I'm sure some of you out there won't. A recently released report this past week into the Australian response to the COVID pandemic has just been released, and it's starting to get some traction in at least one or two of the mainstream media outlets, funded by 3 different philanthropic organisations and headed up by Peter Shergold, Chancellor at the Western Sydney University and a widely respected academic on both sides of the political spectrum. It provides damning and at times unnerving evidence into what all of these measures have actually achieved, which is 5/8 of nothing other than damage, making the top 1% richer and disproportionately affecting the poor. Here reported on news.com.au. This is the best source if you're wanting to get the highlights and an overview. This is a succinct, clear, well-written article in one of the more mainstream outlets. Meanwhile, skynews.com.au had this to say on their open of the coverage of the report.
New report out today into Australia's COVID response that you need to take note of. It has found that state and the then federal government did fail the most vulnerable. The review found there were ill-conceived policies, politically driven health orders and excessive use of lockdowns. They all failed to protect the older generation and disregarded the young. The review urges federal and state governments to learn from their mistakes and that overreach should be avoided in dealing with future crises.
Now, of course, the big question is going to be whether any of this stuff sees its way through to New Zealand, both in 2 ways. One, the mainstream media, whether they're actually going to grab the report from our nearest neighbour, our most geographically similar in terms of pandemic response nation, and provide any coverage or criticism of our government's response as a result of that, because there is so much that is alike, or whether the other thing is whether we're going to actually get into our own response. So Labor and our PM, Jacinda Ardern, continue to state that there will be an inquiry, whether it's going to be a Royal Commission of Inquiry or what format it's going to take. That is the bit that they're procrastinating on and telling us that they are still deciding. So let's get it moving. If larger countries such as Australia can get through the report and produce evidence such as this, why can't New Zealand? Let's get this thing moving on so wounds can heal. We here at Kiwi Voice have continued to be critical of the government response and will continue to analyse it in the way that we have, along with a number of our independent media brothers. And I would love to see this kind of information get out there into the mainstream conversation. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Stay safe, stay free. We'll see you again real soon.